And today I'm going to share with you some things that I learned while trying a new workout facility. And it taught me some things about business and taught me some things about money that I think can be helpful for anybody. And they all start with the letter C. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Financial Freedom Fast Lane. And you know the vibes. The quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you get to live it. And I'm your host, George Achimpong, and I'm recording live from Atlanta, Georgia at 1:40 a.m. on the day that this actually gets released. I was actually doing really good. I had a few episodes in the queue, but one thing led to another. Those episodes ran out. I forgot. And here we are. Because what I'm not going to do is make an excuse on why I can't show up for you. I also had to record 2 podcast episodes earlier today. I had to get passport photos because if y'all been watching the show, you know that my passport got stolen while I was robbed in Medellin, Colombia back in March of this year. Had to travel with my son down here because we had to get his passport because we got an international trip planned for him. And it's been one of those days. But success is inconvenient. And when you commit, you got to commit despite the circumstances. So I'm delighted to be here. And would you believe it that none of them have to do with cash, but they all start with the letter C. So it should be easy to remember when thinking about how you can apply this to your business or apply this to your life, right? So let's get into it. All right, so I went to one of these gyms and it was kind of like a F45. Kind of CrossFit style in the sense of like HIIT training, circuit training. So I thought it was really good. And so like from the moment that I got there to the moment that I left, I paid attention to how they operated the classes, how they operated the facility, because I felt like it was a transferable value proposition that people can use for their business. So the first one was community. Okay. So when you get there, everybody is high-fiving each other, supporting you, working out in a group format, and everybody is just rooting for one another, and everybody wants to see everybody win. So one principle of growing a valuable business is making sure that you have community. Okay, they did a great job of creating community and making sure that everybody was on the same page, everybody felt supported. And so I thought that was a very, very important aspect or an ingredient in their recipe for success in this particular gym and business model. So ask yourself, in your business, have you created an opportunity to really cultivate, now that C wasn't a part of this, but cultivate community, right? Amongst your client base, amongst your team, like what does the community aspect look like? Because that is an important ingredient in the recipe. All right, the next C that I evaluated and realized was connection, right? And I think that's a derivative of community, right? Like when you have a strong community, right, it is easier to bridge a connection with the people that are inside of your company, with your clients, right? And that connection is vital because when you build a connection, right, people feel that you care. Well, look at all these extra C's coming out. But when you build a connection, people really know that you care. And when people know that you care, they want to stick around, right? They want to stick around because they believe that you are the best person to help them achieve that goal, right? So when I noticed when I was in this gym facility, they really did a great job of building connection. So the person who was at the front desk, really talked to me afterwards. The person that was coaching, he made sure that he, really got a chance to know who I was to build that personal one-to-one connection. Sometimes we're so worried about scaling that we lose sight of the fact that the number one thing you can do with somebody is connect with them and show them that you care, right? If you want to keep your clients, if you want them to retain, stick around and feel like they're going to have a chance at winning, make sure that you build a genuine connection. All right, this one was one of my favorites. Competition, right? Competition, believe it or not, people like to win, right? People like to win. And so when you're in this community environment, You get an opportunity to see how everybody is performing, right? Who's a few steps ahead of you, who's a few steps behind you, and people want to win. And the good thing about competition, especially when you run the business and you have like, clients or mentees or whatever, or even employees, when people are competing to win, whether they work for you or whether they're clients, that means they're getting results. And if they're getting results, that means good news for the company. So finding ways to have healthy competition, I think is, I won't say like essential, but can be a huge value add to the business, right? So do you have friendly competitions amongst your team? Do you have friendly competitions amongst your clients, right? Ways where your clients have an opportunity or your team members have an opportunity to win something, right? Because everybody likes to win. Which brings me to my next C, celebration. Okay. So at this particular gym facility, when I got done with the workout, everybody went outside after the workout. They handed me a sign and everybody was surrounding me. And we took this picture and everybody was celebrating me for my first time being there. Right. And I thought that was so cool because that's going to be memorable. Now, how could that apply to your business, right? How could you celebrate your clients? How could you celebrate your team members or employees? Because they're going to remember that, right? Imagine your clients coming to the office for the first time. I know we're in a decentralized environment and not as many people have offices, but imagine you invite a client into the office for the first time, and before they leave, right? Everybody, the whole team takes a picture with them, right? And there's like something on the sign that is significant to them, right? How can you celebrate your clients or how can you celebrate your team members? Because that will feed into the other elements that I talked about, right? When you feel celebrated, you want to maintain a connection. When you maintain a connection, you're going to stay immersed in the community, right? Which is all key, in my opinion, to growing a successful business. All right. So the next C is coaching, right? So while this was a group format, it was community led, there were connections being made, there was still a coach who was leading the charge, guiding people through this particular workout, right? People, even if they're world-class leaders in what they do, when they hire someone, they want to be led. They want to be coached. So make sure that in your business that you have that guide. Who is going to be that person, or what is going to be that system that's going to guide people to their journey of success, right? People want to feel coached, right? The coach came around, he was high-fiving, making sure people were doing reps the right way, letting us know the exact rep scheme, how things should be done. So how can you make sure that you have that coaching element in your business? Even if it's a service-based business, right? Or it's a product that you want people to get a result out of, how can you add that coaching element to increase the likelihood of success? When someone is coached and when someone is guided, that's going to amplify the chances that they actually succeed, right? So coaching is vital in this recipe. And last but not least, culture, right? Culture. So have you ever went to a restaurant and you feel like, man, how do all of these people kind of look, feel, act the same? It's like, where did they like grow these people somewhere? Like you go to like the restaurant, like everybody's like has that hipster vibe and a tattoo on the forearm. It's like, do they just like find these people somewhere specifically for this restaurant, right? Culture is how you do that, right? When you define your culture, you define your brand ethos. It's like, hey, look, this is who we're looking for. This is who would mesh well in our brand ecosystem. This is our tribe, right? When you define those things on the front end, it's not discriminatory. You are just letting the world know like who you are and what you're about. And as a result of that, you end up attracting similar people, right? Because they fit into that ethos. And so this particular gym, this company, they had a culture where it felt like all the people that worked there were kind of had the same vibe. And not like a cult like, right? But just like, it just felt like everybody kind of was on brand, right? And it didn't feel forced. It felt organic. If it was forced, they did a really good job. I would have known it. But like, ask yourself in your company, not just hiring for qualification fit, but hiring for a culture fit. Does this person really fit the mold of our company culture? because that is going to translate to how your clients receive and feel that, right? When they go from person to person, if people are all a part of the same dynamic culture, it doesn't matter who they talk to or who they interface with, it's going to feel the same. It doesn't matter what Chick-fil-A you go to or what Chick-fil-A employee you talk to, it all kind of feels the same because of the culture that Chick-fil-A has created, right? And these are all principles that I just learned from a gym, paying attention. And the thing is this, guys, right? When you're in business or when you're just trying to grow in general, there's always things that you can learn from and things that you can pay attention to that can help you in your business. So let me know in the comments below, which one of these C's are you going to implement in your business to make sure that you can help your business grow, make your business thrive. Let me know in the comments because I'm curious. another C. And I want you to share this with 5 friends who you think this would be beneficial with. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not a subscriber of the channel just yet. And make sure that you like this episode so the algorithm knows that you want to see more episodes just like this. And remember, freedom is for sale if you're willing to pay the price. Until next time, guys, peace.